Who has the biggest penis? Hulk, Thor, or Thanos? How many irons would an Iron Man iron if an Iron Man could man irons? Cable versus Abomination. Do you prefer spiders or men? Tommy Beckhold stole my heart. Hello, I've done it wrong already. Hello and welcome to another edition of Marvel Matters, the show all about Marvel and things that matter and things that don't matter because we're nerds. Bye. So we're on another edition of Pitch Off. If you haven't seen the format already, I'm going to pitch a film. Someone else that's my guest is also going to pitch a film. I'm going to let them go first because I'm pretty gracious like that. Just remember that when you think about me, gracious guy. So yeah, we'll pitch a film together, like individually. Then you guys get to decide who wins, and the loser has to buy the winner a beer each time. And unless we get someone that doesn't drink beer, in which case they will drink an egg. So today we've got a special episode. Today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man. And we're going to be pitching, because we didn't want to do it too easy. Number 3 is coming up. We've got a lot of reasons why we might think something's going to happen number 3. And there's number 4. And number 4 could lead on from number 3 pretty easily. So what I've set the challenge as, because I'm going to go second, I'm going to let the guest pitch number 5. And I'm going to pitch number 6. So this way makes it a bit harder. Plus, our guest has to figure it out that way. And quite regularly on the show, we've got the same guests. Today's no different. We have a very low budget, so we couldn't get in any of the people that we wanted. So instead, we got the guy that would watch that. It's Ash.
I'm still here.
You're still here?
Haven't got paid yet, though. Because I have no life.
Low budget, I told you. So, Ash, I'm assuming you heard it all and you weren't just off with the daisies.
What? I'm kidding. I don't know what's going on.
All right. In that case, Ash, pitch Spider-Man 5. Go.
Okay. Well, the idea that I had was a Venom versus Spider-Man film where Venom is out looking for the other symbiotes and comes across Carnage. And after the first maybe fight scene there, Spider-Man catches onto it, being like, well, this guy's completely reckless. This guy's causing havoc and mayhem. I need to stop him. So they then issue a fight. Then not entirely sure how that would kind of like end or anything. But I know that the post-credit scene leading up to a Deadpool film, you see Carnage on the floor, just like a splat of it just on the floor. And right. Deadpool's like...
Not Carnage, right?
Yeah, as a symbiote. And he's like, oh, hey there, little buddy. Attaches to his hand and then starts growing around him. He's like, oh, just like the chimichangas, Deadpool's going away for a while. And then completely morphs into him.
Cool. So you're doing that. My question to you is, why would the film end? How would the film end?
I think it's obviously just because Venom being a recurring character in the Spider-Man comic books anyway, I think it would end as obviously Spider-Man may have lost track of him because different fights would be win-lose situation. Spider-Man would recognize that Venom's weakness is sound. Venom would run off and then just keep looking for the other symbiotes, but then Spider-Man would realize, oh, symbiotes, that's a big problem.
I really like the idea that he's like, oh, he really hates sound. And so he quickly forms his new band and he just does a rock concert. Woo! And it's going to be really bad music.
Spider-Man and the Webheads.
And it's just on the drums, it's like, we miss you, Tony Stark. Cool. No, yeah, I like that idea. And actually, that kind of fits into where I was going to go with number 6. So with Spider-Man 6, what's the most classic title we could do with that number inside of it? The Sinister Six. So I reckon this is where we bring in the Sinister Six. And I did have Venom in my Sinister Six. And the fact that you've not turned him good, he's like still an anti-hero, and now he doesn't really like Spider-Man because he's had a fight with him. So he could quite easily get persuaded to join this team, right? And the person that I'd have lead the team hasn't been introduced in the MCU yet. But I do believe he's going to get introduced very soon now that he is not part of the Netflix universe. It's Kingpin. I think that'd be really cool. Like Kingpin's leading the Sinister Six team. I know it doesn't follow because obviously in the comic books there's Doc Ock and Norman Osborn that form the Sinister Six. Like they're the people that like create it or like form the team together for each time. But I like the idea that it's Kingpin. I feel like Kingpin's the kind of like money roller that would be able to do it. And so Kingpin doesn't know about Venom at first. So he hires for his team Kraven the Hunter, as well as Scorpion. So we've got these 3 people already. Then, as he's going off to try and recruit a 4th member, he comes across Mysterio, who goes, I've got some beef with Spider-Man, and I hear you're going after him. I want in. And Kingpin's just like, all right, I don't even need to pay this guy, sick. So Kingpin then has Mysterio on his team, and the last guy that he recruits is Rhino. And I think Rhino's a really cool character that we've just not seen yet and doesn't get spoken about very often. So bring him in. Then, the way that we get Venom involved is that Kingpin sends Kraven, Scorpion, and Rhino to attack Spider-Man. And basically, as they do so, Venom comes in to attack Spider-Man. And Spider-Man manages to escape. The other 3 have like a hold of Venom. They're like, do you know what you've done? Kingpin walks up with Mysterio and he just goes, this is the guy that tried to attack Spider-Man? I have a place for you. You want Spider-Man? We'll get you Spider-Man. And so then basically what you have is like Kraven, Scorpion, and Rhino that are like the henchmen of the group that do the dirty work. You have Mysterio that can easily just manipulate things around them. Venom that's going in for the revenge, and they're just sort of like, hey, we'll let him do his thing. And we've got this other backups and stuff around us for whenever Spider-Man gets the upper hand. And then we have Kingpin who finally gets involved in the final battle between them all. And I think the way that they win is that Vulture saves Spider-Man by flying him off. And he's like, so we don't get rid of any of the Sinister Six. Sinister Six, we're going to win. Vulture saves Spider-Man. And as we go on from there, we need to figure out a way that we can stop this like super crazy, powerful team, possibly even leading to a Sinister Six versus Avengers film, where we've got this really, really powerful team that could just like destroy everyone. They've shown how powerful they are. They've shown what a formidable team they are. And that's how we leave the film. And in the post-credit scene, I think we have someone that is ready to join the Sinister Six. Say like Scorpion gets killed probably because like, you know, he's already been seen. Like we could probably get rid of him soon. So if we killed off Scorpion, maybe that's where we see Doc Ock or Norman Osborn. They hear what's happened and they want in. And that's how this all goes about.
Yes, no, that sounds good. Although, for one thing you said about Rhino, we did see a small, tiny clip of Rhino in the Andrew Garfield end of Spider-Man 2.
Whoa. Ash, we're talking about future MCU films. There's been no Rhino.
Yeah, well, I mean, in other Spider-Man films, though, just as a whole, they did reference it, but it wasn't a good Rhino. Rhino was meant to transform into an actual Rhino instead of having a mechanical suit.
Yeah. I'd probably still have him in a suit, and I would have it that he's got like this mindset that's like a switch between a Rhino and himself, and that it's like an abnormality on his body rather than it being a suit. It's a case of that's just like what he has, and he wears this suit over the top of it to make it look like he's a man in the suit because he's still embarrassed about what he looks like because he's got that human side.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that. Although you wanted to add in you wanted to add in Doc Ock or Norman Osborn, but what about like one of the other villains on the roster, like say like Electro or Shocker or something along those lines?
So Shocker, I didn't want to include because he's very loyal to Vulture, and so if I'm going to have Vulture be the one that saves Spider-Man at the end, I don't think it's right to include Shocker. And Electro, I didn't include them because I don't know. I feel like I can add in someone like Rhino and not have them referenced before, and no one minds too much. But Electro could be a whole film its own. Whereas I think Rhino probably couldn't be because I feel like you'd need a bigger villain than Rhino in the film.
What about Blizzard, though? Would you like to add Blizzard into the roster at some point?
I don't know if I would. I quite like the idea that this is just like the Sinister Six now. Like Scorpion dies, we have one person come in. Maybe then we have a rival Sinister Six by the guy that doesn't come in and join them. Have a civil war inside of the Sinister Six where it's like Kingpin's fighting for power against this person that's joined. Mysterio is also secretly actually the mastermind behind it all, and he's actually caused Kingpin to do all of this stuff. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, I like the idea of Norman Osborn kind of joining in at some point because he can then make his I guess counter to the Avengers.
Are you talking about the Dark Avengers?
That's the one.
I like that idea as well. Yeah, I just really like the idea that Mysterio is not done with everything. Scorpion clearly has beef with Spider-Man, as we saw in I think it's a post-credit scene. It might have just been at the end of the film of Homecoming, and we've not got a chance to see him fully against Spider-Man yet. So it'd be cool to get them like against each other. Rhino, I think someone's really easy to introduce. Craven, I'm fairly certain is going to be in number 3, and Venom would have just come in for number 5 from yourself. And Kingpin's just a great character that I feel like not enough people are attaching to Spider-Man right now. I feel like everyone's like, oh, but he was in Daredevil. So when Daredevil comes in, we're going to see Daredevil and Kingpin. And I'm like, I'd rather see him against Spider-Man. And I'd rather see Daredevil possibly even make a cameo to save Spider-Man from them at one point. And like, there's several points that Spider-Man's need to save him.
As well as helping with those court cases and stuff, legal side of things.
Exactly that. I mean, I really want it in Spider-Man 3. I want it to be a court case. I want Jennifer Walters to be like, superheroes are the worst. And obviously she ends up being She-Hulk. And Daredevil's obviously defending them. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would do a Sinister Six film there. And I wouldn't want them to do a Sinister Six film until number 6.
Match up the untitled film with the actual film title.
Literally, I want it to be Spider-Man 6, Sinister. Cool. So those are our 2 pictures. We've got Spider-Man 5 with Venom versus Spider-Man, and we've got Spider-Man 6, the Sinister Six. Let us know which one you prefer. There'll be a poll. There'll be comments. Use your comments. Let us know if there's anything that you would have changed. Maybe you've got actually a whole different lineup to Sinister Six. Maybe you've got a different idea of how you'd like it to go down. That's okay. Just put it down in the comments below. So yeah, do that. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, share, press the bell if you want like notifications.
Bing.
You accidentally just picked like Black Widow's nose and she's dead now, so that's pretty gross. But yeah. Ash, where can they find you on social media?
On my Instagram, it's that guy Ash.
Cool. You can find us at Marvel Matters 2020, Marvel Matters 20, or Marvel Matters, depending on how many characters they let us use. I'm still upset. Yeah, that was the video. Ash, we need another outro. Last time I wanted an outro from you. You gave an absolutely brilliant one. So I'm going to let you do this outro. yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. And I'm just going to pick a random person off this wall behind me, and I'm going to say a quote from one of them. So I'm going to go Hulk right above me, and it's Hulk, no stairs. Thank you for watching.